Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason here at Signature Sports, and a pleasure it is to have you live and in charge for a whole lot of fun with the Chop Shop Racing Series. Getting back at it once again. Cup Series action tonight on schedule for race 1 of 21 in the second season for the Chop Shop Racing Next Generation Cup Series. We got to just start calling it Next Generation Cup Series, but maybe how about just Cup cars? Gresh out there running. He normally joins me to the broadcast booth on Wednesdays, but opposite the chair this time. We're going to have, does he have NTRL up there? We're going to have to talk to him about that banner up there, Kyle. Kyle joins me on Wednesdays, but Friday night's going to belong to Joseph Grijalva. Joe, what do you say?
Hey, Jason, it looks like a great track. It's going to be a great field. I'm excited for Friday night racing, especially starting off at Vegas, where I know normally most leagues start off at Daytona, and you know how I don't like the plate tracks. I think it's a good call for them to get a bunch of new guys in the rhythm, and looking forward to a great race here we're gonna look at.
I'm not a fan of super speedways as the beginning. I'm not, except for in actual NASCAR. I mean, you put us out there in real NASCAR and Daytona 500, you might as well. But I tell you what, it'd be fun. Ricky, what's up, Ricardo, out there giving us a like, taking a new follows, the new likes, the new shares, all the fantastic fun stuff we do out there. Thank you so much. Usmain, thank you very much. I appreciate you as well. Let's rock to it. Speed Racer gave us a follow on Twitch. And then Cole Younger follows on Facebook as well earlier. Folks, we don't get a chance to see some things when we're offline, so because we do, we're going to make sure that works. It's we can get some of these drivers out here. They're out there practicing right now on roughly about 16 minutes left in practice. We'll take a look at kind of what these drivers are going to do. And on top of that, you get to get some insight from inside the league from Mr. Grijalva. He is normally out there driving with everybody, but asked if he could join on the Friday night schedule. I do not mind at all because, you know, all that does is just gives me somebody else to talk to besides my fantastic and loving, well, you guys are out there. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. I'm making some adjustments here, folks, while we get these things kind of ready to go, because I want to make sure that everybody has the same information, has all the same stuff, because we want to make sure that these drivers look as professional as possible. Speaking of which, race information for today's race gonna look as such. 150 lap stages are gonna be at 40, 80, and the final one at 150. Have they decided whether or not they were gonna, Joe, if they're gonna stop for the stages? I know that some drivers had some concerns with the last race that they ran when they didn't stop for cautions, so they're gonna stop for cautions today.
So I was one of those persons that not in favor of not stopping and keep going, but it looks like we've all come to a decision to keep it going. So it's going to be an old school race with points, bonus points in between with our stage breaks.
I'm okay with that, because sometimes when you stop for stages, it extends the race, it gets people out of the rim. Plus, if you have drivers that are out there on long fuel runs, I'm kind of the opposite. I want to see this thing run green, of course, but I hate stopping whenever the racing's really good. So I'm kind of the way it is. Valerie, good to see you out there on the old YouTube platform. Good to see you, my dear. I don't know what to think. It's all good. Track temperature right now, good at 81 degrees, 79 degrees on the air temperature, 31% humidity. I'm not sure why the old thingamajigger is not switching. This is a live session. We are spectating. Everything's hidden over there. I'm just making sure that everything's working. They're going to have 5 sets of tires total. It means 4 sets of tires in the pits. They're going to start with a set, and then they're going to work their way around this racetrack. An extra set just because of the slick moments, but cautions can bring out any portion of the stopping that we're talking about here. Chop Shop Racing Leagues have some beautiful sponsors out there. TrackRacer.com. Links in the description to be able to check out all of that stuff, folks. There is a whole bunch of people to help out. AMR RC. Let's see. VIP Tires and Service, Track Racer, Admin, Boxx, of course. My sponsors, Rogue Energy, your gluten-free option for energy your energy powder out there if you want to be a part of that. Click the link down there, as well as all of my my great individual folks. All the audio that you hear today is going to be brought to you by my good friend Mr. Skull Key. He has been doing a phenomenal job of getting himself back on track. He is doing a couple of things to benefit himself as well. Then on the tail end of that, another sponsor that I have, Dark Horizon Fishing, which you'll see he's going to be able to be my caution sponsor pretty much for a while now. He's come on board for several moments, or several weeks. So that's going to be interesting to see. Man, dirt racing is going to be tomorrow. Xfinity Series tomorrow afternoon. Lots of different racing out there for these fine folks. I'm trying to figure out. There we are. Why the exciting button wasn't working. Joe, what do you think this race is gonna work out for? I mean, we're seeing some of the moves and shakers from last week. A lot of new drivers out there as well. Week one, where do we push? Where do we put these drivers when it comes to getting familiar on a 1.5 mile racetrack?
Well, if it's anything like the truck race, it's going to be a great one. I'm hoping it follows that. I spoke to some of the drivers before the race, before the session opened, and I heard the consensus was it's going to be a little slick, lots of tire wears, things like that. Hopefully they can put on a good show and keep the car underneath them.
That's the big thing about these cars. They have a ton of... Chris Robert's running that Real Racing Online logo. That's Chris Robert's out there, folks. They do like the online logo. We do get to see a lot of these drivers kind of push the envelope with these cars, but these cars can be tough to pass, can be hard to find that extra groove, and can kind of sometimes get boring.
When they get strung out, definitely you might have like 1 or 2 battles across the track, especially with the next gen car. They're not as powerful as the old car. So momentum's definitely key. Momentum off the corner, things like that, not sliding the tires. Keeping the forward momentum is going to be important as well.
It'll be a ton of fun and a whole lot of action. Drivers are out there working. We're doing some little bit of extra homework behind the scenes because, well, you know, sometimes what it takes here for our fine folks. Grijalva, you get to join me for the first time. What do you look forward to when it comes to trying to, not just with a race, but be able to talk about a race? We know that sometimes it becomes, being a fan of racing is what I am, besides being on the simulator, getting out there and driving, understanding these vehicles, understanding how the simulator works. What makes wanting to get up here calling a race that interesting, for sure?
I mean, it's a different perspective. I've been on the sim for almost 10 years, so I was not quite at the beginning, but just around there. I joined right when they started racing the COT car with the big old wing. I remember driving that car. And it's a different perspective. I feel like I'm at that point of my life myself, where I want to do something different. Just, I guess, like every driver goes through it. Just being a fan, like you said, and being a fan, calling a race, and it's gonna be exciting.
Mr. Dudley, thank you for the like. That's I actually like calling the races more than I like driving the racetracks anymore. I think that's my biggest look at not just the simulators and what folks have been trying to teach me over the course of the couple of years that I've been doing this, but what I've taught myself about the way the simulator reacts to what the cars actually drive and how they drive. That's probably the biggest benefit. And part of the thing that I've done, and here recently, actually, you were able to join that. I'm trying to develop a stable of drivers that really, really, really enjoy not just not just driving, but also helping others figure out their craft and maybe learning a thing or two from some newer drivers that need to have that patience or need to have that skill bump to get themselves a little heavier.
Absolutely. I feel like I'm at the peak of my skill set. I don't think I can learn any more um, from where I'm at. And like I said, everybody goes through it. And joining that team, I'm glad to be a part of it. And I hope I can pass on what knowledge I have to the team and anybody else who's looking for it.
Well, not just teamwork makes the dream work, but I find that having a stable of drivers or having a team of drivers. See Kyle trying to figure out the race line here. Having a stable of drivers that are kind of all over the place when it comes to iRating skill set and all that. You can work with a, hey, this is what works for me, and then you have to show if you are lacking in patience, try to teach somebody racing.
Absolutely.
You will have patience.
Racing definitely has taught me something, especially kart racing back home. It's going in my first go around. I was the most impatient thing, and that's how you burn your tires off. That's how you blow corners and things like that. So there's a lot of truth to that. You're right.
I tell people ask me about whenever I call races, if me calling races has taught me anything. Well, what it's taught me is that I've gone out and I've helped a lot of people stream, and I've helped a lot of people set up their schedules, and I've helped them set up OBS and what they're either going to take what you learn or teach you how to do it, or I mean, you can't really just do it for them. So similar in the nature of what these drivers have been able to accomplish for me is that I can give somebody a ton of tools. They are either going to use it or they're not going to use it. It's whether or not I feel like it's worth the time to do it. And each and every week, I've been finding new things that have seemingly been "quote unquote" worth the time for these folks to be able to get out there and do it. Striker, thank you very much. So that's one of the things that I want to make sure that you put your hat out there to everybody. Make sure that what you're doing in life is not only benefits you mentally, but also make sure that it's not a waste of time. We have a very limited time on this earth, and you need to use it in the best version of you that you can possibly be. And I love seeing how the simulation world has been able to evolve in that. And world advice from a guy like me may not mean anything in the long haul. You don't know me from Adam, other than being in the streams and doing that, folks. But something that I will say that you always have to remember. You get in this world what you put out, and spend more time being happy, smile, don't be a rude ass. Pardon my language on that one. I am going to say it because it happened to me today. Don't be rude, and be absolutely a genuine human being. That's what I like to say. Grijalva, you're getting ready to be a papa.
Oh yeah, we found out it was a heat while I was on block leave back home. I'm excited. I don't know. So this is my first go around. I do have a son. He's my stepson, but I was within his life since he was 3 months old. So he's my son. But from the get go, this is my first go around, and we're excited.
Now, I'm actually trying to find the video. I had it loaded up. Then I had to move some stuff around. Let me see if I can find this thing. I know I have it. It was sent to me. It better be there still. Where'd it go? Is that it? I think that's it. Hold on. I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. It was sent to me. I've got it here somewhere. It's the baby reveal, and I've got the baby reveal here somewhere. I've got to get sad. Hold on.
It's buried in those folders somewhere.
Oh, man, I've got a ton of them. And I hate to say it. I've been trying to reorganize myself. I don't know. Get that win, says 88 out there, says Ricky. We'll do it. The baby reveal was awesome. And Valerie sent it over to me, which I absolutely appreciate.
Whenever I clean my desktop, I throw everything up in a folder, like if you were sweeping everything under the rug.
Right.
That's how I do.
So Well, I've got like 94,000 different things. Folks, if you don't know what it's like to do this, oh, wait, I see it. Hold on. Wiz, I got to get this one. We may have to... Well, she sent it to me. Maybe that's what it is. Hold on. We're going to have to figure this one out. We are going to show this. I want to show it. Dang it. All right. Hold on. Can we... It was such a great reveal, too. I like it. And I can't even do it right now. It's awful. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll happen either tonight or it'll happen tomorrow. I'll figure it out. It's awesome. It's awesome. What? So you're expecting a boy. We do know that. I do want to show the baby reveal because it's awesome. What's it like thinking about that first? Of course, your stepson did. That's regardless of their stepkids are your kids. I have several.
Yes.
I love them. What's it like thinking about your this next addition to your life?
I'm excited. I want to hopefully get him into racing like we are, but of course not force them into anything. They like what they like, support them in whatever they are. But at heart, we're a racing family. Dad is there, his dad is, so we're all there. But I'm excited to experience it from the start.
You're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a ton of fun, folks. Folks have to give us a like. Remember, sound brought to you by Smoky Esports. They're getting ready to get into qualifying. We're going to take a vote break. While they do, remember, hit that like, hit the share. Do what you can to help support the Chop Shop Racing Leagues. Thank you to Smoky Esports for giving us all the sound and all of the adage out there. Be good, be safe. We'll be right back in 2 shakes. All right. Well, people are doing stuff on the old social media out there. We were taking a vocal break. Mandarude, give us 110 stars. Says hit that like, share button. And if you're new, hit the follow button. Thank you, sir. That's my #1 fan and first supporter. And he's been following me since pretty much the very beginning. Coulter, give us a like. Mandarude, give us a like and a share. Mandarude Racing is going to be the platform you're going to go find James and you're going to sit down and watch with him. When he gets back, he's going to take a couple of weeks off because he's out working, and we wish him the best. Johnny Thunders, give us a like. Striker, give us a share and a like as well. Robert Dudley, of course, Uzman, we saw that. Ricky, first one in there, giving us a big old thumbs up. If you haven't done so on YouTube as well, click that subscribe button. Hit the like. Let us know how we're doing out there. We want to hear it. Hit that supporter badge and help the broadcast. That supporter badge goes a long way. That $4.99 comes my way. Max, thank you very much for the like as well, folks. I do appreciate everybody being out there. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. We're live at all three, and that is part of what we have determined to be. Well, you know, we wanted to make sure that we could reach the big audience for everybody. We went to Facebook only for a little while there, but I realized that I was actually losing more than I was gaining. So I wanted to make sure that we took care of that. That is really weird that the I just watched the Las Vegas Tower kind of fade away. That was awful.
The alien.
It is. The aliens came. Appreciate that, James. Appreciate the stars out there, folks. New cause coming up for the month of February. We're gonna put a poll. We're gonna put a poll in the Discord. It's gonna be one of two. It's either gonna be Mission 22 to raise awareness against veteran suicide, or it's gonna be autism awareness. I believe it might be more beneficial to do autism awareness for February, because I believe February is Autism Awareness Month. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong about that, but we'll see. If not, either one is a great cause, so we want to make sure that we're doing that. We'll take care of that. Keep button up. We're going to do it. Mark Redkin giving us a like out of there. Mr. Jefferson City, Missouri. Appreciate you, sure. Thank you for the share as well. Much love to you, my friend, Mr. Mandarude. Man, tell you what, a lot of different drivers out there tonight. Nathan Alul so far looking pretty darn good. Strikers out there as well. Odell, Caffrey, about 60 seconds away, folks. October is Autism Awareness Month. Hey, somebody had said something about autism awareness in February, so that's the only reason why it said something. I was going to look it up, but I wanted to put a poll out there to pick one or the other, because of course, get you guys in the Discord and making sure that we're taking care of things. So, but yes, hey, you know what? If it's October, then doesn't mean that we still can't do it, right? Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you, man. Tenold is back. The Tenold. What are you doing, brother? I'm glad to see you on the old Twitch channel too. Good to see you, sir. Thank you very much. Good luck in tonight's race. Got quite a few different drivers out there, folks. Some are staying in the back too.
Did speak to some of the other drivers earlier. They do have some plans to starting in the back, kind of letting the field do their thing, avoid the wrecks, and try to work their way tiptoe through the front.
Tiptoeing sometimes doesn't work though. You can get yourself in such a bind laying in the back that you have to work really hard to get yourself to the front.
I agree in that retrospect. My mindset early on in my racing career, I would start in the back, and it'd never work out for me, especially at the plate track. So my mindset's now qualify and just as you say, full send.
Full send. That's exactly my thing, folks. Paints cars got them on pit road. I'm sorry, not on pit road. They're actually on the front straightaway here at the Las Vegas. They're lined up, ready to go. I kind of wish they would get everybody out there in every race. Start them on pit road, just like you would on traditional racing. You know what I mean? It'd be awesome.
Yeah. I do like the pit road starts.
Starting grid, Nathan Lewis is going to be your pole sitter today. Striker's going to be the outside pole sitter by 9/100ths of a second. That is insane. Nighttime is the right time for Las Vegas, as Mark Odell's going to have Michael Caffrey to the outside in row number 2. Apologies about that. Cameron Dario and Mike Peters going to make up row number 3. John Hammond, Jason Day. make it row number 4, Mr. Rudkin and Bob Garofalo. Bob's getting better each and every week. Impressed with that guy. Impressed. Mr. Church, good to see you out there. Coulter Jr. is going to have Caleb Modzaleski and the 53. We will call him the 53 because saying that fast might get me in trouble, but we'll call him Caleb Modzaleski. Will be there. You know what? I might be able to do that. Road number 6 to the outside and P number 12.
Okay, so 13th is Ed Perry here. Across from him, we got Brandon Porter. Right below, Robert Dudley and Jerry Culver. Behind them is Brian Rayburn. Rayburn's also doing well in the past Xfinity Series and the Truck Series doing well. Donnell Williams. I love racing with Donnie. He's always respectful around me. Joseph Ambrula. Apologize. Andrew Tennell back with Chop Shop. Took a break away from Chop Shop. He says he's excited to return. Nicholas Casey, Kyle Gretsch, your guy. Joshua Brock, Nathan Biggert. Chris Robert, who's told me he was going to try that starting in the back thing. We're not fond of, but we'll see how he does. Keep an eye on him throughout the race. Rounding out the field, Stefan Salas.
Love to see it. It's going to be a ton of fun. These drivers are ready to go. Down the back straightaway. Lights are going to be off the pace car. I said it right. Sweet. I hate getting it wrong. The last name's Followell, so beat that. You did. I think you did. We'll get it. Arambula and the 52. Drivers are ready to rock and roll. Pace car will dive off. Slick off. Turn 4. The bottom of the racetrack likes to push you up if you cross into that slipstream groove. They are ready to go, though. Las Vegas. Who's going to be lucky? Who's going to roll? Green flag waves. 150 laps.
We'll see how they do across the corner here.
Big look down the long straightaway out of 2. Side by side for second. Strickland to the outside. Odell to the inside. Odell's been working on his craft as well. The 54 in a lot of different series. Outside lane for strikers. He continues to move. Michael Caffrey in the 77. Looking to be up high, down low. Maybe across the tri-oval here. Is going to be able to do so. Mike Peters a little fun line there in 5th. Joins the 69 as his race line. Right now, settling in. They try to work. Cameron Dario drops back a spot here as he works that number 7 machine. Very nice and easy. He is a White Claw kind of person. I'm not going to make any more jokes about that.
Should see the field relatively start to spread out, at least I think to the front. Maybe towards the back it might get kind of antsy, but Vegas has always been one of those tracks to spread out the cars.
Peters ran at 30.85 as the 69 gives himself a little extra room here. 30.85, fastest lap of the race so far. On lap 3, we'll see it start to roll back. Nathan Biggert, the 19 up 2. As we see these drivers try to carry forward, another big mover is going to be Chris Robert. He's been doing a pretty decent job of finding his groove. Kyle Gretsch in the 27 Sexy Wall Trev NTRL machine, getting himself a fun little run right now. Finds the 82 to the inside. Donnell Williams, one of my drivers I'm always pulling for. How about 3 wide? Culver there to the bottom. 20 to the outside. Bob Garofalo trying to roll into the corner. Little Steelers fan going on to the back of that one. Donnie trying to clear. Donnie tried to clear the 27 there. Had a little bit of trouble. Trying to make sure he held that line. But front straightaway, find these drivers single file. About 3/4 of a second lead to Nathan Alul. Is he kind of burning his tires off too soon?
He's one of those drivers, kind of like Andrew Payne, where he can be quick, but he can keep the tires underneath him. But we'll see. Sometimes it tends to bite you later in the run, especially since we're not stopping mid-race. We'll see how it goes for him.
Maj says I said it right. Thank you very much. Coulter getting a shout out from Holly. Holly, much love, my dear. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Race line's going to be a little bit loud there. I went ahead and adjusted some volume for you folks. I appreciate you. Right now, 1.3 second lead Odell and Mike Peters both have been kind of duking it out here for a moment. Peters picks up second, finds a 1.3 second lead now as Nathan O'Lul tries to track him back down. Mike Peters 31-13 on the iRating scale. Odell 15-34, but Mark has been really trying to pick up his pace. He's been trying to find his own race line. And he gets himself into the groove, doing a phenomenal job of finding every aspect of the race line he needs to do, and right now they're driving straight line into it.
Oh yeah, he spoke on Mike Peters. I raced with him in other league, and I'm glad to see him join this one. He's a great driver, very fast. He's going to give these guys a run for the money. You got Ed Perry and Jason Day duking it out here past the start-finish line. Looks like Perry got right by him here. Looking to pass Caffrey now. Jason Day here, right above Nick Casey, side by side, field stringing out a bit. Personally, I try to maybe let him go, fall in line and pick him off, but Day doing a great job getting by Casey. Now above the 45 machine. Tennell, but kind of stuck behind Caffrey here. See if he can keep that pace going on the high side. He's doing a great job. It looks like Roberge following him on the high line. Great battle back here. 15th or so spot, top 15. Almost 3 wide there. Single file for the 27. Watching these drivers side by side in front of them, just biding his time, being patient, letting them do their thing, finding the holes there. 3 wide in the corner. Oh, he thinks better of it. Looks like he's gonna go below the 51, and looks like there's a crash here.
Looks like Brandon Porter. Sorry, folks, about that. I had to step away for a second. The missus needed me for a minute.
It looks like Porter's in the grass there.
He is. That's who we're on right now. First caution comes out, lap 10. Looks like Brandon Porter in the 11 has Chris Robert. Sometimes when you run in the back, ooh. They have some wheel damage. No fast repairs for these drivers as well, so they'll have to get all of that taken care of. Jason Day involved. We'll have to take a look here, folks. First caution of the race comes out. Like the 98 got free. He did. It was on Chris Roberge here. Go to that far chase view. You know, the unlimited view here. He did. Just stepped it out a little bit. A little free on the bottom. I mean, he barely got him. 11's going to need some race line. Everybody who drove down to try to get some avoidance there. It happens. First caution of the race comes out. Again, Dark Horizon Fishing. Be your caution sponsor there.
Looks like he just got behind.
You get some dirty air there. I think that might be what we're looking at here. Let's take a look one more time. It's that straight line drive in. If you get yourself off a rhythm, and that's exactly what happened there. Oof.
Yeah, just a bad angle in the corner. It looks like he was pushing it real hard. The rear end kind of freed up on him, and he got behind the steering, and up he goes. I've done it myself. I'm sure everybody has.
Yeah, yeah. So a little right side repair for the 11 here. You'll sit on pit road. Now, this is a good racetrack to be able to do so. Pace speed right now, about 60 miles an hour. Pace car will lead them around nice and even, nice and I mean, it's going to make your pace lap somewhere around 110, 120. So if you can get down to pit road and get yourself some of that stuff taken care of, you'll be able to have a decent day, still a decent drive off, and be able to figure it out. Garofalo's coming off pit road. I think Bob was doing pretty decent there. Jason Day in the 51. He was able to get some stuff worked on. Brandon Porter back here, still on there, getting a little bit of the crinkle. He caught a little bit of the wall. Roberge, he caught more of the drivers than he did the wall, so he got it all figured out there. Yeah, Porter.
Go ahead. A good thing about these cars is they're pretty sturdy. They're pretty strong cars. So I've smacked head onto the wall and kept going pretty decently. So it doesn't look like they hit the wall each other too hard. I think they'll be all right.
First caution, we're going to lap 40 for stage 1. And we'll make sure to have to take clips of that while we're doing things. I told the guys over there that I would do so I want to make sure that we do that. Man. Where did I put that last time? Can't even remember where I put it. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go back to it. Close-up angles. How about a turn 3 camera here? This is good speed, but now we have 10 or 12 green flag laps on some tires here. The camera doesn't do it justice. This is some good banking here. 22 to 27 degree banking, depending on where you're at in the racetrack, into the corner. And the flat banking on the back straightaway, roughly about 11 degrees. Gonna change your drive line just a little bit. 48.69, 8.27, 88.76. Drivers who needed patience earlier, well, they're gonna be rolling in at best lap of the race. Nathan Alul, 30.37. Everybody else at 35 or slower. His fast lap, 0.2 of a second faster than everybody else.
It's definitely putting the fire out there. We'll see if he can keep Peters at bay.
Green flag. They got loose a little bit there early. Ooh, they might be wrecking back here. Coulter Jr. Woohoo!
Like they're okay. What great driving by them.
Kyle Grass able to thread the needle there, get a little right side contact onto Coulter. Coulter just had a bad restart there. I wonder if he was just trying to take it easy. He's got some right side flare and some right side wall damage from the right front. Hopefully he's going to be able to make that work. He's continuing to improve each and every week. We're trying to, at least. That's part of the standard is get out there and race and try to improve the best you can. Peters and the 69 trying to hold on to the back bumper of the 48. Nathan Alul had a good lead there, but now that everybody's kind of has backed up their corners and they're a little bit closer, all that tire wear that Nathan Alul had is going to be under fire from the 69 and the 8 at the moment. Bob Garofalo back to pit lane here. Coulter Jr. comes in on pit road as well. Donnell Williams back to pit. I wonder if there's some black flags in.
It looks like the 20 had a black flag. He had to pit on that last caution going when the pit road was closed. The 3 also got a meatball flag. He's going in to get that fixed.
He didn't really take that much damage. That's what I don't understand is how he had a meatball flag. He only had some right front there from the wall.
It might have bent something. You know, the tires here, we all know they're real sensitive. The ARs, all that stuff might have broke the tie rod, something like that. You hit the tire just right, and no good.
Battle for the lead. Peters tries to hold on there. He got a little bit free on corner exit out of 2, trying to run the high lane, and now Odell to the bottom side. Stryker tries to roll the inside as well. Cup car action. Big, fast, and furious. We'll ride along with the 88. We'll kind of see what he is going up to here. He's back up to 3rd. Has an opportunity to drop into the race line here and try to take some of this speed away from the 69. Tied off the corner. His race line's a little higher. They've got to work back to Louisville. They were there to the outside of the race leader, and then all of a sudden, Mike Peters had to check up hard.
Yeah, it's hard to recover once you break rhythm. It might take some drivers a lap or two to get it back. It looks like Peters is struggling here, sliding up the track. I think Striker's going to get him.
On board with the 69-7 of Cam Dario to the backside here. Cam trying to have he's trying to have just a better race line. Well, gyro cam on board of Cam Dario. Watch the drivers drop into the corner. A Striker seemingly running that second split seam, tires below the dark portion of the race line, and that's where sometimes Striker gets himself in trouble. He tries to straddle that line to keep himself away from that wall, but you can find yourself late in the run getting tied off the corner.
It looks like Cam got loose off the corner there a little bit. Falling back now, got to recover it.
There's Dudley right behind Cam, trying to roll into it. I think I know that these tires have to get up to pressure. On a cold track, it takes a lot longer. On a nighttime track, it takes even longer. They had a caution about midway through the run. Now the drivers are starting to get themselves into somewhat of a bigger groove. Striker closing the distance down to the 48. He's running that second lane. Fast lane around the racetrack is that second to the bottom lane, and be able to pick up the draft. If you can hold it full throttle around that second lane, you're not going to have to worry about whether or not your tires need to grip the bottom lane.
Oh no, you'll be able to get that huge runoff speed out on the high side. I personally think you might be burning off the right rear too much there. I'm a bottom feeder myself.
Fast way around the racetrack is the bottom line, but you got to drop in from the top. We're not seeing a lot of that.
Oh yeah, you got to make sure you get that apex right, get that entry good, post it in, let it settle in, let the nose point, then you can power out. They're getting pretty strung out on front. Here, I'd probably settle in myself, get to that first pit stop.
Nick Casey to the bottom side of the 49. Try to go around here. Up 15. Biggest mover of the race is that Toyota. 75 of John Hammond. Try to move back in there as well, as we've got the 8 of Mark Odell. Little 4-pack here trying to string themselves out. They are, 8, 3 wide to the inside. Dudley will have to hold on. Man, oh man, Odell. 3 wide once again. Hammond to the inside. 8 next to the 49. 49 into the wall. 8 to the bottom side on the grass. No caution for this one. He's coming down pit road. He will get a black flag for that. That was on him. I hate to say it. Here's a look at that one more time, folks. He put himself 3 wide here. He got himself tight in the corner here. For the far chase. He runs up the race line, gets himself free. He puts himself down pit lane. We'll go back to it, so he'll have that black flag.
That looks like he just got loose there, 3 wide.
That's
but
it.
You're right. He crossed that line into pit road. I would have tried to kept it on the grass, but he's going to have to serve that flag.
Oh, man. Striker out front. Nathan O'Loole back to second here. Missed that pass during all that commotion. We have to look now. Where did this happen? Where did this happen? There it is, right here. This happened lap 25. The 48 got free. He did. 48 got free. He runs himself down to the bottom side.
And I believe Striker was catching him. He might have got him anyway, but that certainly helped him make the pass easily. Good catch for the 48 there.
Able to keep it on the pavement. Didn't touch the grass, so maybe let those tires cool down a little bit. Cameron Dario in third here. 1.3 back. His lap time last time by 32.04. Striker 31.90. Now Nathan O'Loole will be able to try to rebound himself. He's actually playing catch up to Striker here as well. 29 to 150, about 11 laps to go this time by when we get around to the start finish line before the end of the stage. Looks like a little lap traffic playing dividends to Striker here, able to run that second lane one more time.
He really likes that mid lane racing with Striker. He's very, very focused. He can get in a rhythm quickly. His biggest downfall, I believe, is the longer run. So they might start to catch him up here. But Alul sort of falling off into the clutches of the 7. Cam's very good in the long run, starts picking up the pace as everybody burns off their tire or what have you.
He is I want to say it, but I can't say it because I'll get demonetized. But oh, he's having a White Claw kind of night. Peter's coming around. There's Mike in that Chevy. 4 Chevys and a Toyota inside the top 5. Nick Casey, biggest mover of the race, up 16. Bigger in the 19. Closing down some distance in that Toyota as well. Zaleski right where he started, that 12 machine. 53 holding off some good drivers here. Grand Valley State University, GVSU. Get a big shout out on the screen. Good to see everybody out there. Settled back in the mix. Hormel Productions, 45. Don't hit him. I like Andrew. Don't hit him. Gonna get him free. Don't hit him.
Oh, they might have tapped him just a bit there. He ran up the track.
Brent, good to see you. 53 getting out of the corner.
Tennell's starting to pull away now, though.
Maj, you're good, man. You're good. Just remember, don't hit him.
Oh, he got loose there off the corner. The 45 did.
Yeah, so did John Hammond here. Hammond to pit road. Tell you what, turn 4 is really starting to. It's really starting to play around. Caleb Zaleski gets around, and does himself a great job. Up 5 still Andrew Tennell is. He's been out of the racing circuit for a minute, so might just take some time. How about a top 10 night for the stage? That's important. Stage win gets you some extra bonus points early in the season. Brent, how you doing? Good to see you out there.
I believe you're right. We just finished the first stage.
I think we're going to 40. We're going to 40.
You're right.
Six more laps. And then I was gonna say I've got my snip tool ready to go to get that top 10. That's it. That's always exciting. Brent, I do. Signature Esports is my platform. Remember we were talked about that, buddy.
Apologize. Looks like Casey ran through the grass, also getting loose off of the turn 4 there. Managed to keep it out of pit road.
Woo! It's hard to restructure. I wonder if some of these drivers are still trying to downshift. Folks, if you want to find me on gaming platforms, you want to game with me, my stuff out there is all Signature Esports, whether it's on Xbox, whether it's on PlayStation, whether it's on PC, Steam. If you guys want to add me, make sure that you do put your name in the comments when you add me, or try to DM me about it, because there's a lot that I don't accept because there's a lot of scams and spam out there. But if you want to be a part of, if you want to get out there and game with me, or if you want to do something with me, you need to add me, or find a way to add me, or get a hold of me, and it's all good. I don't mind gaming with folks. I just want to make sure that folks know that I don't accept blind friend requests on gaming without you folks let me know who you are. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, Joe.
Almost like not answering unknown numbers, if you will. Modern era type of thing, right?
That's right. I still don't.
No, I don't either. No, if I don't have your name on there, I'm not picking up.
That's right. But make sure that you let me know who you are, because I want to make sure that if we're going to get out there and game together, I have to do my homework too, folks. I don't know if you know that content creators have to make sure that whoever you're gaming with, whoever you're talking to, they have to have you have to make sure that they haven't been banned and stuff like that. There's lots of things that we have to make sure that we're doing to keep some things in some justice. Nathan Lewell back here finding himself in second. Robert Dudley in the 49 back to 5th, still up 10. He's been able to move forward. Nick Casey back to 14th. Kyle Gretsch on the move. There is the old Waltrip machine. This is a 27. He's getting free off of the corner as well. Corner exit. I tell you what, turn 4. It's a ton of fun. We can all play NASCAR. NASCAR Heat 5 is cross-platform, so I know that I can host races over there and be able to do that. I don't play it on the PlayStation. I play it on the PC. I have it on the PC.
I'm wondering if we are going to stop for the stage because Race Control just closed the pit entrance. I might be wrong there. It looks like Kyle's in the grass.
No,
off the first track.
Kyle. Come on, Kyle.
Managed to keep it pointed straight.
Kyle. Yeah, I mean he's able to keep it straight here, but he was able to get back in to the throttle. Turn 4 being aggressive. Maybe these drivers deciding, hey, you know what, we're going to do this. Top 10 night for him, still at 13 so far as they come around. We will take. No, they're not stopping. I'm gonna do this. That was your stage. Striker gets your stage 1 win. I'm gonna save this real quick.
It looks like it was just a mistake by Race Control. He did reopen pit road. We are still going.
Oh, good on my end. I just want to be sure. I'm going to send this to Hammond here real quick. Stage 1. Boom. Gone. Try to do our thing. Hey, I try to do my thing. We're all a whole bunch of awesome people. We try to be. And we try to make sure that everybody has a good time. You know what I mean? Brent, thank you for the like, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, everybody out there. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Make sure that you are reaching up, hit that like button, hit that follow button. Stage 1 out of the way. When are they coming to pit road there, Joe?
Well, looks like there's a car spinning on the front stretch. The 3 sliding. The yellow's out.
Caution will come out. There it is. I was asking whether they were coming to pit road, and I didn't mean to cause that. Here's a look at it. It looks like, oh, it's Donnie.
Oh, no.
Donnie got free off the corner. He's able to hold on to it, gets himself sideways. Oh, that's a little right rear. I think Coulter was the one who got into him. Coulter was free as well. Holy cow.
It looks like he was trying to avoid the 82, but as the 82 was coming down, Coulter's window closed. Just tagged him.
Just a little bit. You know, right rear, that's not so bad. Oh, a little rear. He's all right. He's all right. Hold on to then Kyle Grash gets into him. Ow! Oh, man. Hold on. Kyle had to jump to pit road.
The 13 hit him right after that.
Oh, man. Watch Kyle here. No, not Kyle. Oh, little wall trip action down there. Hold on. Here's a look at what he's got. He's up to speed, a little free. Oh, he sees it. He's like, I'm out of the throttle, out of the throttle, out of the throttle. And all of a sudden, oh, he thought he was going to be, oh, no. No.
Things happen so quick. Once you commit to it, there's sometimes just nowhere to go.
He was trying to feather around the throttle to get himself around that. And all of a sudden, you know, and the 3's trying to stop. That's part of the issue here. The 3 is trying to stop. Everybody to pit road. Roberge. I believe he's coming around. He's going to lead this one. A little right front damage here for him. Actually, is he on the lead lap? Peters is going to be your lucky dog here. He's coming around. He came out on 38 to pit. So Roberge will be your race leader.
Looks like Kyle and Jerry, who was also involved in that, he ended up hitting the 3 towards the end of. He got shot back down the track. They both ended up with meatballs. They might be sitting on pit road for a minute.
Dang, oh, dang, oh, dang. Maulana, thank you very much. I appreciate you. People call you Maui. I might call you Maulana. Love you. Thank you very much for the like. Big likes out there. Like, follow, subscribe on all the platforms. We're going to take a vocal break. They're going to go back to green flag racing in just a moment. When does the NASCAR season start? 3 weeks.
Not soon enough.
All right. 3 weeks. The Clash at the Coliseum comes back to you. Roberge, Garofalo, Redkin all coming to pit road. Drivers laps down, try to make some things happen.
It's not a bad call coming in, especially if you're lap down, get as much fuel you can. Might go in again until we go green. Just keep it topped off.
There's a lot of drivers still out there looking for free passes. They weren't able to get themselves out there to do so. Stryker having just a little bit longer of a pit stop there. Going to drop back to third. He was able to take over the lead from Nathan Alua, but we're on a kind of a little bit of a learning curve. So Nathan able to figure some things out here. Maybe save some tires early on now. Have that long run race pace. Would love to have seen some green flag pit stops. That's for sure. Would love to have seen it.
They definitely were mid-cycle. Some cars pitting in, some were about to pit, so it kind of threw a wrench in. I'm sure everybody's plans there with that caution falling mid-cycle.
Like Hammond would be your next lucky dog if there are drivers out there right now. The 8 of Odell's going to be out there. Actually, I think John's going to be a lap down. The 8 of Odell's looking for a free pass here. He had just came off pit road. He's going to be 1 lap down.
Should be giving the wave around here.
Yeah. I think he scored 2 laps down. I'm trying to do kind of the math here for everybody. The 11 of Brandon Porter, he's going to be ahead of Mark Odell here as well. So he's driving this 2 laps down, looking for a free pass. Still scored 2 laps down. So that might be the case here. John Hammond will be a lap down. It was 2 laps down, getting the cycle out of that. So Redkin would be your lucky dog here in the case of all of those issues. So we'll see what happens when they come back around. Right now, 13 drivers on the lead lap. Last driver on the lead lap is going to be Roberge here, able to get that right side, taking a look at some tires, some fuel. Take that back. Arambula, 52 into 53. Modzaleski, those 2 are going to be last drivers coming back around. So they're going to be able to take care of things. Second caution of the race. Tires needing to get any Canadians racing. Yes, 2. Jason Day in the 51. Chris Roberge, of course. You need to just root for Chris Roberge. That's it. We have a French driver, Nathan Alua, and then Michael Caffrey from Perth, Australia. Everybody else right here in the U.S.
Just a quick cleanup from that yellow. The 82 did claim that wreck, so he should be getting the EOL. If he's back on the track, he'd be at the end of the line.
Oh, he's back here. He's back here. Kyle still has a left side that's all jacked up. Green flag.
I don't think Kyle's going to be going anywhere with the tire pointing like that.
He might be just trying to complete some more laps and get himself back to pit road. Man. Maybe he needed a reset for the tires. Maybe the tires didn't change. He just came in and tried to get some things repaired, and the tires didn't change for him. Cam Dario to the inside, try to get back to it. 48 of 150. We're about a third of the way through this race. 48
He's going
to be tight right there out the corner early.
Very shallow entry there. You see him slide up. A little tire burn off there. It's the big thing you got to watch out for. Sliding up the track. It's going to kill your tires. It's going to hurt there in the long run.
Move over Miami. Here they go. 7 seconds. 88 third. Capri trying to bring his hopefuls up front. Has a new kind of race line happening here. He's right back where he started. He tailed back a little bit. Now finds himself out there trying to be less and less aggressive. Maybe try to make himself work. Andrew Tenold and the man, Nick Casey. Gonna make 5th and 6th work here. Ed Perry, another strong suit for any race. He's gonna be there in 7th. Beggart's gonna be up 15 here in 9th. Gonna make up any ground he can get right now. Robert Dudley in a 49 is gonna be an 8th up 7. Gets to the inside. Ed Perry has to pull the side draft off here. These cars do not side draft like the other cars do.
No, it's a big momentum thing. I don't believe it looks like Roberts is doing very well. I don't believe the aero effect will be that too bad for some of these cars with damage. They might be getting pretty strung out here, so you just got to pick them off here and there. Very, very patient with your tires.
Roberts has a little right front damage. Well, these things are aerodynamically friendly when it comes to the cars. They have a lot of straight line drive, but the side draft of these cars does not work necessarily as well as the Cup or the former Cup cars. The Truck Series cars of today and the Xfinity cars, they have this kind of unique asymmetrical race line to them, and these cars are very symmetrical. The left side and the right side, as far as the body goes, look exactly the same.
Yeah, pretty much as you would expect from a spec car is what I believe NASCAR was going for, just even the playing field, which it has. You see new teams like Trackhouse, all these new teams just burning it up as well that you wouldn't see in the past. And it's done dividends for the iRacing community. I think it's bring a driver skill set relatively close together. So we got a side-by-side here with Roberts and the 51 almost getting to each other.
Two Canadians side by side. They have some traffic in front of them, though, and I think that's the big key here. We take a look. Here's that turn 3 camera. I call it the turn 3 camera because it gives me the biggest, widest view across this race line. Jason Day, phenomenal racer. We've seen him work at his craft for many a year now, as the 33 of Ed Perry is there in front of Chris Roberts. These drivers really pushing the boundary. Day on the outside. That's the 98 clear. There's Mark Rutkin to the inside as well. There's a 76 trying to hold on to his race line. That is Rutkin right there trying to get back to the back bumper of the 33 of Ed Perry. On board of Jason Day here. Patience is key. Cam Dario, your race leader, holding on early. Nathan Alul back 4/10 of a second. Stryker goes back to his Red Bull ways. Somebody give him some wings. That's what he's doing. Brent, he said, I'll race you sometime. See you soon. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Hey, absolutely. Come back and see us again. We'd love to see you. Waltrip out there on the old YouTube says, bummer didn't see Coulter sideways. Thought there was going to be a caution, so he kept your foot into it. Thought there wasn't going to be a caution, so he kept his foot into it. All good, man. 50 seconds of optional damage, but the wheel is dragging bad, so he's going to be some laps down. Well, I mean, it happens.
That's one of probably a big learning curve. Something I learned a while back. I do the same thing. If there's no yellow, I'll keep my foot in it. But now, so conservative, I see smoke, I'm going to back out. Make sure to protect the car, because if your car is good, you might be a lap down, you can get it back. But if it's damaged, especially no fast repairs, it's going to be tough.
Joshua Brock out of the race. Coulter's going to be in 26 right now. Gretsch on pit road getting the old Walter 27 fixed. Odell out of the race, I do believe so as well. Which is a shame. Actually, is he out of the race? Hey, I guess he is. He is out of the race. Thomas being tracked down by the 82. Drivers a couple of Donnie's 3 laps down. What does Donnie need to do to get back on the race pace here?
It's really just take care of your car, be patient, hope you get yellows, and try and make sure ahead of the other cars lap down. But the biggest problem is there's cars with less lap downs, 2 lap down, 1 lap down, that you're behind. So even if you get yellows, you're still behind them in line. It's very tough with the race winding down. You got a little less than 100 laps. You need a lot of help, though.
Wait for the caution to happen. These drivers getting very slick on these race lines. With 100% fuel in these cars, they can run significant amount of laps. However, these tires do not hold up, and right now the race what's the race week that we do this week? Where are the Cup cars this week?
The at Orel you're mentioning?
Yeah.
It's New Atlanta is where we're at. I'm not a fan. I like old Atlanta better, but it is what it is.
So if these cars are at New Atlanta this week, that means the tire is a super speedway tire, and it's not meant to grip Las Vegas. That's the reason why after about 40 laps, these cars are looking for some kind of grip. That's a lot of burn off because these cars usually hold grip pretty well.
Yeah, you can push it and be pretty decent. It definitely pays dividends to those guys who can be smooth, though. It's like a spec car, like every spec class. Everybody has the same thing. If you can be smooth with your car, it's going to pay off for you.
Striker battling back here. Nathan Alul takes over the lead from Cameron Dario, who looks to be trying to save some tires late in the run. Caution
looks like
comes
we got
back
a
out.
problem on the front stretch.
Yeah, Brandon Porter, John Hammond involved off tracks here. We'll take a look here as this might be interesting. Might be that period of time where the tires start going away. Whoa! Oh, 11 of Brandon Porter. Yeah, they go off race line there. They were able to save that, though.
Good save. I think Porter just lost it in the grass there.
Let's take a look here. Oh, they tandemly get free there. And he tries to get back up the the 13 of Jerry Culver comes around. Oh, poor Jerry.
Oh, man, he just ran into him. Just like I say, once you pick your line, it's hard to move.
Hey, I mean, this is not for the faint of heart, folks. He is up to speed. Sees the driver get loose, and then all of a sudden, no! That is worst case scenario. Culver having a great night, trying to work on his craft there as well. Unfortunate for him. Caution comes out, folks, for the third time. Man.
I'm slowly starting to pick up on your cues.
I like it. That's what we're supposed to do. Dark Horizon Fishing giving us a whole lot of fun out there. We're talking cues and things in the background. First race, Joe is called with me and he's trying to pick my brain and pick up what I need to be doing when I need it to be doing it. Striker stays out. Nathan Alul goes in. Cameron Dario goes in. Dudley goes in. Roberts goes in. Jason Day coming off pit road. Who's the lucky dog? Mark Redkin was your lucky dog that lap, folks. Hammond. I wonder if Hammond was going to stay out or not, but he wasn't. He came to pit road. Ooh.
Speaking of John, he did take that yellow, so he will be getting the EOL and the restart here.
It's a long. I mean, he would be. He's still your lucky dog if he can keep his nose clean here. He did get free. It forced the 11. Well, the 11 kind of got free on his own. I mean,
it's almost like a tunnel vision thing, if you will. I've done it myself. You're staring at the guy's bumper and you're mimicking their line, and sometimes they get loose and you follow them down there.
Yeah, here's one more time. We'll kind of look at what the 45 was doing here. One more time, just one more time, folks. I promise. So 11 was falling to 75. They jump in. Their line almost looks identical, just getting into the corner. 75 turns in there. 11 turns in right behind him. Carries the speed. Right side split seam. 75 checks up a little bit. So 11's already loose. 75 gets a little loose. 11 gets a little bit loose. I mean, I can see why John would want to take that one. Oh. Man.
It's very tough to call when you're in the car. Sometimes it's better, safe to be sorry.
I get it. I mean, boy, that's unfortunate. But hey, you know what? Good on him for dropping to the back and being that guy.
I think Jerry might be night might be done. He's still on pit road with the meatball. That was a pretty hard hit, especially to the front end. I don't know if he's going to be able to get back out.
That would be a 40-minute repair almost immediately. Basically an engine swap, which is what they call it out there. Coulter still, I think, isn't Coulter on pit road right now? He's still on pit road. He's getting repaired. He wants to go out there and start racing himself. MCI Graphics out there. AMR RC giving us a good look at some of the paint schemes out there. You go to facebook.com/AMR.paintworks and check out his work. And also, you need a race controller. He has recommended he calls 4 series for me. He did, well, it technically calls 2 series, 4 races. And you help out with that as well.
Some RC, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, I'm laying off the driving here and there, and I'm excited for these admin roles. I'm having a blast.
Nick Casey on the outside up 19. Caffrey's going to be in 3rd. Andrew Tettle's going to be in 4th. Biggert in 5th. Perry, Monzalewski, and Brian Rayburn are going to make up the first 4 rows. Cam Dario's back there with Nathan O'Loole. They're going to try to make some things happen. 74 Gravedigger machine. Brian Rayburn. Folks know that I'm a big fan of Bigfoot and Gravedigger. Well, you run a Gravedigger paint scheme, you get my attention.
Stat corrected. The 13 proved us wrong. He's at the tail end of the field right now behind John.
Get it, Jerry? He's a few laps down, but maybe it wasn't hard enough there to, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. 14 laps down. He needs every position. Points matter. First race of the season. Going to be everything. Stryker, Casey, Caffrey. It's going to be your top 3. But a full send moment. 3, 2, 1. Green flag waves.
Stryker getting a good jump there off the start. Has a nice little car and a half gap.
Especially on old tires, that's huge. I mean, I say old tires, older tires. You got some drivers back here going to try to make moves early, like
we're wrecking in the back. I apologize for stepping over you.
Oh no, wrecking in the back. That's not stepping over. That's wrecking in the back. That's what that is. There's no stepping. Don't 2-step.
They decided to go 4 wide off 2 there for some reason, and I don't know if 3 wide will work off. Definitely not 4.
Here's what it was right here. Oh, that's gonna be a photo for me. Screenshot. All right. Caleb on the bottom side. Robert's there as well. Redkin Hammond. 74 was up top. Here's a look here. We're gonna go quarter speed. 48. That's Nathan O'Loole. New tires trying to rule the roost here. There's a 69. It's going to poke his nose right there. This is experience over confidence. And sometimes that amount of net code right there becomes an issue. 69 really pushing the boundary on where he's trying to race. Does not. Yeah, that's a dumb move. Pardon my language there, folks. That gets the 69 and the 53 who've been having a phenomenal night. 3 here. Monzalewski able to get down to the, hold on, let's see how hard he hits the wall. Left front. Yeah. And now the 69 of Mike Peters goes around here. Oh, let's look at it at actual speed here. Monzalewski having a phenomenal night, keeping his nose clean. Here's it. Yeah.
Definitely caught the worst end of that stick, it looks like.
Yeah, he did. So new tires does not mean green flag go fast. It means green flag give you grip.
Especially with cars jammed up like that. Already 2 wide, 3 wide. He's definitely stuffing it in. Yeah, sure, there's a hole, but it's going to close up coming off the corner. I've been there myself as well, and it's not a good move, no.
Caution. Sorry, folks. I don't like calling drivers out like that, and I think there was a better move there. That's what I mean. I don't mean that he's dumb or like that. I just think there was a better move there. More patience should have been had. Caution.
Bottom of it,
As Joe was saying, he's absolutely right. There's a lot of racing left. Dark Horizon fishing the James River and Chesapeake Bay area out there in Virginia. Give him a look on his Facebook page. Give him some love and some attention out there. Go book him between May and September. That's when his best fishing season is, and he'll take you out there and show you a good time. He can't guarantee you'll catch a fish, but he'll guarantee that you'll laugh. He's funny, dude. Significant discounts for first responders and military service members. We love them. We appreciate them. That's Mr. Spicy. out there giving us some justice. Chop Shop Racing has a great field of drivers. There's an opportunity each and every week for you to do something very special, and that is win strikers money. Go get it. Chop Shop Racing Leagues, World's Greatest iRacing Leagues, has a chance to win up to $500 for the Scoot for the Loot with the VIP Tires and Service Chop Shop Racing Series. Also out there giving you a ton of fun. Make sure that you scan the QR code on your screen if you can. Put it on your TV. If not, join the Discord. And, of course, look for their link on their Chop Shop Racing Facebook group. Also, the website, chopshopiracing.com. Go check it out. Get involved with all the leagues. Scoot for the Loot means you have to get out there and race in order to win some money. It's going to be the same. We're going to be about 10 laps to go when it comes to the tail end of this stage, and not a lot of drivers coming to pit road early, but I think Stryker might be looking for that long run speed at the end, so he's going to stay out here. Nathan Lewell, one of those drivers trying to push the boundaries there for a moment. Cam Dario able to avoid that last wreck. Joe, what do they need to do here? Excuse me.
Well, there's still a lot of racing left, and the field is dwindling down pretty quick. Attrition's a big factor here, it looks like. Just be patient. Let them guys do their thing. Let them duke it out. I'd ride around, get them, hopefully get a long run, and then start picking them off one at a time.
John Hammond from Avon Lake, Ohio, was your lucky dog this last time by, getting some butt, kicking some names. Stryker has led the most laps so far, as the Chop Shop Racing legend gives himself Phoenix, Arizona, a good look at the old Red Bull machine. To the outside, Nick Casey, biggest mover of the race, up 19 spots, but Biggert and Andrew Tennell trying to put him down on that one, because they are up 19 and 16 respectfully. 19 up 19, and the 45 up 16. Restart of the race. Tires are going to become a factor. 10 laps to go when we go back to it here for the end of the stage. Completion of lap 80. So when they begin in lap 81, basically, folks.
A quick cleanup from that yellow. No one took the claim, so it's by the rule. We're going to review it, and whoever is deemed at fault, they get at you all next race, plus a point penalty, so sometimes it's better safe than sorry.
I have an idea. Who it is. Everybody's fault. It's everybody. Everybody gets an EOL. Green flag waves.
Stryker again with a big jump. He's doing great on the restarts here.
Strickland, 4/10 of a second lead. Casey to the outside, 77 to the inside. How about three wide once again? Andrew Tennell there to the bottom of the 70. He almost got to the left rear quarter panel. That was almost close. 48 of Nathan Lewell to the bottom side.
Very smart with backing it out there. He recognized the situation. Getting loose off the corner there.
Not a comfortable situation for any driver, even if you're 5-lap fresher tires. That's not comfortable.
No, you never know when you're trying to catch it and it's going to snap back up, and next thing you know, you're head on into the wall or facing the wrong way. Sometimes it's just a crapshoot if you're going to catch it or not.
Nathan Lewell trying to use some fresher tires here over Stryker. Stryker came in on 44. We'll be looking at pit lane here sometime soon. Nathan Lewell came in on 62. Went ahead and took tires and fuel. Now trying to use those to his advantage to be able to put down some time here. Lewell trying to get out here, get a stage win. Stryker, of course, took stage 1. Stage 2 will end at the completion of lap 80. But Nathan is really pushing some boundaries here that I don't think that he needs to think about the long haul here. This isn't about this isn't just about stage wins at this particular point, which he has the tires to win this stage. The long haul is going to come into play. Stryker will go to second here pretty easily, and these cars can run quite a while on this pit road strategy. As 88 battles back to the outside.
Absolutely, they're side by side here. I'd let Nathan have this spot and fall right in line. Let him burn it off. Let him take off. Like I said, you can reel him in, especially if it goes green.
All of these drivers will need to pit at least one more time. Some of the drivers will need to pit for just a fuel run only. So maybe an opportunity if it runs green for Alul to try to stretch his legs here, because Stryker's going to have to come to pit road here in the next, I would say, less than 20 laps.
That mindset, just keep your car underneath you, be very patient. If they're on you, like Casey is, I believe, yep, Casey threatening Stryker, just let him by. You know you got to come in. It's getting a little loose there off the corner. That turn 4, like you said, it's getting a lot of drivers tonight.
Nick Casey on the same cycle as Stryker. Both came in on 44. And Robert Dudley here, though, this is the driver that you're going to be looking at. Had a sticky situation earlier, finds himself right there again. Roberge will be there in 4th, up 21. Biggest mover of the race at the moment. New tires pushing some envelope here. They have nowhere to go because some drivers side by side right now on an older cycle. Roberge came in on 64. Has the tires and the fuel to do it. Cycle is the strategy. Nick Casey up to pinch. Stryker gets himself to second, able to close down the distance. So right now, Roberge looking to drive around him.
They just got to be very patient here on new tires. Don't force anything. Don't cause yourself in a wreck. Roberge is doing a great job bouncing back from that early crash.
Right front looks repaired. 49 of Dudley to the inside of the 86. 86 goes back to 4th. Caffrey in tow. Going to be the next driver is there. Arandula in the 52 working on it. Again, I talked about John Hammond. Hammond came in on 61. He was already completing a pit cycle. Decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this. An extra set of tires goes a long way. And so the 75 working over to the corner. Andrew Tennell there to the outside of John Hammond. Hammond has new tires, so I think Andrew's just on that edge of the tire situation here. As we see Mike Peters, who was a part of that issue earlier, gets himself to 15th. Still down a little bit. Is it easy to overdrive these corners? I think that's my big thought here. How hard is it to overdrive these corners? Because Roberge is catching Alul right now.
Oh yeah, it's the car is very stable, especially on fresh tires. You feel like Superman. You can just throw it in there, it'll stick. The tires are squeaking the whole way. Lots of power on the way out, but it's gonna get you back. You're gonna pay for it.
Lap 80, final lap before the end of the stage. Roberge has an opportunity here if he can make it stick. The bottom side has Dudley behind. Back straightaway as Dudley goes to the inside. Roberge looks to cross over. Alul trying to defend here. We believe this might be where the 98 gets tied off the corner.
Looks like Alul's going to get that stage win with Roberge and Dudley.
We'll save on that one. Stage 2. Alul, Roberge, Dudley, Casey, Caffrey will be your top 5 for that stage. Strickland, Biggerts, Hammond, Tennell, Perry, all inside that as well. So Nathan able to hold on. Now it's going to be about the lead. 98 all the way until our Canadian friend of Chris Roberge, one of my favorite drivers out there. Because he's just an awesome dude. I love him. He's amazing. French-Canadian.
Oh, Andrew with a big free car. Gets a right rear quarter panel of somebody and bounces off the wall. They're still moving. And I've been watching Andrew for a bit here as we're finishing up the stage win. He's dropping back a lot. Very free and pushing up the track. I'm not sure if he's trying to hold it as long as he can before he gets some tires, but it's losing him a lot of track position.
Oy vey. Dang old dang. Dang old Discord. I'm having to do 94 things at once. I don't like it. Tennell in 10th. And he's moving places too. And John Hammond up to 5th here. He was 2 laps down just a few short cautions ago.
That just goes to show, be patient, keep your car clean, and you get the right cautions at the right time, it'll come back for you.
Roberge in tow, the 49 of Robert Dudley, not doing any justice to the 98 right now. The closer that he runs the 98, the more these two drivers fall away from the 48 here. Watch the 49 drop into the corner here. Going to straight line drive into the 98. Instead of following the race line, he's going to force the 98 to be tight. Dudley not helping the situation right now. That's something that, folks, if you think these cars don't have arrow pushes, well, they do. 98 showing just that, trying to get himself to the back bumper of the 48. As Nathan O'Loole does run the tires off this race car faster than some of the other drivers. And we see Chris Roberge, who came in on 64, has a 2-lap different cycle, able to gain 0.3 of a second, finds himself pushing up the race line. O'Loole will take back over the lead on the outside. 98 rolls the corner. 49 still pulling the air off the back bumper of the 98, running him as closely as he is.
Roberge pushing that hard, trying to defend with the 49 behind him. He's just burning the tires off the car. It might be a better idea just to let the 49 by and follow him past the 48 if he can get around him. But he's trying very hard to fight.
I don't think Dudley has the better car. I think Dudley is actually driving into the corner harder than the 98 is. If I'm Roberge, I'm running that second lane and trying to defend that, but that's not what he's doing. He is finding himself trying to battle on the bottom side. This is Vegas has always been a high line driving racetrack. And right now, Nathan O'Loole is about to start walking away from this race line. John Hammond, 31.73. Nobody contending with him. Carrying that race line, has a little bit of traffic in front of him. There's the 11. He is finding his groove. He is faster than the top three.
Looks like Roberge just falling off of Dudley there. Might have got his car just burnt out too much.
I don't know. Roberge had the race line there to get around Nathan O'Loole. And then all of a sudden, that car just upset. It is very upset. Now Nathan O'Loole starting to pull away. But for how long? Because John Hammond closing the distance. 88 of 150. Nathan O'Loole will have to come to pit road for fuel. They cannot make it on fuel. If the last time they came in was 62, that means somewhere around lap 70, not 70, lap 120 at least. Before 120, they'll have to come to pit road. So maybe split this one in half and call it good. Coming around a lap 100, that'll put you 38 laps. Not 38 laps. Coming to about 105, that'll put you about 43, 45 laps, somewhere in that regard. Get yourself around.
John just bounced off the wall off a 2 there. Apologize. Pushing very hard, trying to catch these leaders.
He got no damage. He's good. But he did lose 0.4 of a second. That's the most important factor here.
You remember John was one of the first to pit way back in the early stages of the race. Probably paying off for him now with where he's at and able to come back from that yellow he was involved in.
The Levi Garrett machine, 86 of Nick Casey behind. Nicholas trying to have a decent day here. Still first, he's the first. So Nick Casey's the first driver on older tires. Hammond coming to pit road.
Sideways into pit road, very hard into pit road, getting everything you can. Could be the last stop for him. Just got to be careful with the speed.
Nick Casey went down off of 4, got a little bit free. Oh, right. So, man, that car is turning right hard. Down to the bottom, 69, trying to go around. There's Mike Peters here in the 3113. The 3113 I-rated driver as the 86 down below. 86 of Nick Casey going back around. There is Stryker trying to pick back up that spot. Strickland has a good race car today, but he's going to need every bit of it bigger to end the 19. Free off corner exit. Corner exit is where everybody's losing it, and this has everything to say about what New Atlanta is doing. Robert Dudley closing back down the distance to O'Loole. Nathan still running the 32.2s, but Dudley right there in tow. Not the fastest laps out there, but Roberge maybe needing to save a little bit. I think that's what Chris is doing. He needs to save. The only way to save right now with a basically a 5-second difference between he and the 4 spot is to just kind of back it off, let it run, let those guys run their tires off.
I'm not sure if that's not what he's doing because he started losing the Dudley the 49 very quickly. So he's probably saving some tires, I would say, trying to get everything he can out of it, run it to the last drop, make that last pit stop.
Striker to pit road. He's going to be the first of the takers who came in on 44. This is lap 94. You're going to put them 55 laps as far as the cycle goes. So without a caution, that is at the end of the bottle.
With everybody spread out so much, maybe a battle here and there, but not so packed like it was earlier, I don't think we'll get another one.
Needless to say, could happen. Folks, we're going to take a vocal break. I'm going to let him get some water. I'm going to let me get some coffee. And if you haven't done so, green flag pit stops, ready to rock and roll. We'll throw it on exciting, let you folks listen in on what these drivers are doing. And we'll be right back. Fifty laps to go. Well, under 50 laps to go here. Nathan Alul's going to be out front. Dudley's going to be second. Robert's third. And right now, Nathan Biggert up 20. Finds himself closing the distance down to the 98. This is going to be about that long haul. Can you make it on fuel? That is what we've seen out of this race line. I like the green to green runs. I'm not a fan of the stage racing of today's race because I feel like it just stops us too many times on the racetrack, trying to extend the race for more commercial breaks. That's what I think of it.
I'm indifferent. I thought initially I didn't like it, and now I kind of like it. I guess I could live with it or without it.
That's the thing. We could live without it. But I get the stage points. I get it. I mean, it adds another dynamic to the point structure as we see, you know, different drivers trying to run different lines, trying to do some different things. So I get it. I completely understand why they have it. I'm not necessarily a fan of having to stop the cars the entire time. I still think we could do the same thing on the same runs.
That was the admin team, John and Stryker, and then their mindset. Hey, we can award the points and keep the race going and let the strategies play out and all that good stuff. And it's going on right now. I'm watching John here. He was one of the first cars to pit in this cycle here. And it might benefit him if it lands right, but with those leaders waiting so long to pit, they might have the fresher tires to catch everybody back at the end.
He came in on 90. He's in 11th right now. He came in, took tires and fuel. He is catching Rayburn right now. Rayburn off the racing surface. Kind of tough when these cars start to work their race line. The tire structure for these cars is very, very much, it's dependent on what race line you're running each week. You know, you don't want to run a Martinsville tire at a super speedway because it will not grip the same. And that's what we're seeing I think that's what we're seeing out of all of this right now. Cam Dario in 8th, Arambula, I'm getting it correct eventually, is going to be there in 10th. He comes in, takes right sides and fuel only. What's the advantage to taking right sides this late in the race?
Well, you have a shortest pit stall. The only thing really you're waiting for is fuel. So if you can make it on fuel, you just take a splash right sides. The downside is the left sides are worn out, so it might be very free, especially if we've seen off turn 4. It's getting most of the drivers, they're losing it off the corner. So we'll see how it plays out for that driver.
Look, Dudley comes to pit lane. He's been on pit road. Roberts takes over second. And Stryker looking to get his lap back here. Finds the 98 on the high side. 98 is going to run that second lane. Stryker's going to be able to run the bottom side here. That shit pretty nice and easy. 98's not. He's not going to force the 98 up the race line. He's going to let the 98 run low or run natural here.
At this point, I think Roberts is well in the window to make it to the end. From what I'm seeing, I don't know if it's going to benefit him staying out this long. He's losing a lot of track time to those cars that have pitted.
I'm coming to pit road as soon as I can. If I'm him and these other two drivers, I mean, we look at 42 laps to go right now, and it's rough to even think that any of these drivers would want to try to stay out that long. Right now, ooh, man, Nick Casey passing on the outside. Huge run on there, right there for him as he gets to the back bumper to the 19.
The closing distance, you can see the tire fall off is so immense. The closing distance is very great, very quick. You got to be quick on the wheel. Good drive, good heads-up driving by Casey there.
Bears 32.96. Nick Casey 30.883. Or I'm sorry, almost 2 1/10 better per lap, and that is about an average of about 11 miles an hour around Las Vegas. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, one of the best racetracks on the West Coast, or on the west side of the United States, in my opinion. Next to, well, Texas is right. Texas and Kansas are kind of more on the Midwest, so we won't talk about that. But I like Las Vegas. If you've not been to Vegas, I encourage you to get out there, get yourself some tickets to the Vegas showcase, and go watch all 3 series run there at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It is a ton of fun. They do quite a bit at that racetrack to keep the fans entertained.
Las Vegas personally is going to hold, at least virtual Las Vegas, will hold a special place in my heart as being the place I won my first league race that you called for me. Great calling. I'll never forget that one. But that's now my list to go to is Martinsville, Bristol, all those short tracks, because, you know, all the beat and banging, all the craziness. It's awesome tracks, I think.
Stryker came to pit road at 180, on 93. Got a little bit different lap time structure right now. 31.53 on his last lap, 31.80 this time by. Nick Casey runs a 30.99. That is hauling the mail right now, the Mountain Dew machine. As Biggert and Caffrey come to pit road for the final time, we see the drivers having to abide by the new structure when it comes to staying to the right lane until you're about 3 or 5 away from, between 3 and 5 away from your pit stall, and then get yourself to your pit box. I encourage folks to, if you are out there on iRacing, a way that you can look at your iRacing boxes to see yours more clearly. Turn everybody else's pit box off. Make sure that yours is the one that you can see. That's all. You only need to see your pit box.
That's a good tip there.
You don't need to see everybody else's pit box. You just need to see your pit box. You need to see when you come to pit road. So if you're on iRacing, take an opportunity. Take it from me, and it has helped me find my pit box more and more easily. I know where my pit box is, unless of course I'm streaming and commentating, and then all the pit boxes are turned on. But when I am driving, I turn everybody else's pit box off.
On the flip side, I like the immersion so much. I turn the virtual mirror off and turn everything else up, and use the real mirror, the little fisheye mirror on the pillar near left out the window net, the top one.
All you need. The virtual mirror actually can hurt you, and plus the virtual mirror actually can take away from your field of view. If you folks did not know that, so bear that in mind. But hey, you know what? That's kind of the way it is. We are 35 laps to go this time by. Nathan O'Loole, 10.6 second lead. But for how long? Because Nick Casey, with 35 laps to go, is about to put some pressure on Nathan. I don't know. The longer Nathan stays out, the worse off this is for him.
I agree. They made their bed. They just got to stay out now. Hope for a yellow to save them, because everybody will pit. They've run enough laps. I agree. They've stayed off well too long. I would have came in a good amount of laps ago, but they are where they are. They're gonna run it out till they can't.
Strickland, well, you got to think about it. On pit lane, you're going to take 47, on average, 47 seconds down to your pit box. Add another 14-second pit stop if you need tires, especially with these drivers. And right now, we're seeing drivers pass Nathan O'Loole, six back on the lead lap, and they have enough time to catch him. Right now, Nick Casey can, over the next few cycles, get out there and catch and pass Nathan O'Loole.
Absolutely. He's got the fresher tires. He's very quick on the racetrack. I think he'll run them both down.
Dudley might be another opportunity here. 49 coming around. Nathan O'Loole to pit road. He might be listening.
There he goes. It'll be too late for him, I believe. He's lost a lot of track position. He might be a lap down by the time he comes out. This might have been a I have to pit situation.
Well, Bears 2 laps to the good here. Is going to try to run it out of fuel. We'll see what he does here. I'm a fan of Chris. He's been able to rebound here pretty nicely. We'll see what they do. As my Canadian friend gets himself to the lead, he's going to lead another lap. Nick Casey picks up second, 16 seconds off the pace of Roberge, and closing. Nathan O'Loole to pit lane, taking all of his pit box. He's going to try to prove this wrong by driving as much as he can around this racetrack. Cam Dario is going to be out the lead lap naturally at the moment. Going to try to get himself around Nathan O'Loole here. Maybe try to hold on. Nathan doing a phenomenal job. Roberge. So O'Loole comes down pit lane. He had a 44-second pit stop here total. 45-second pit stop here. That's quite the feat. I wonder if he had anything going on with that speed.
Very, very hard into pit road. Not getting anything from race control as far as black flags for anybody, so it looks like he's in the clear for now. But that's great pit stop there.
No, Roberge needs some pace. 14 seconds to difference. Can he make it? 30 laps to go. That's a tough marker to hit. Needs to come to pit lane soon. 33 to the outside. Down in. Down to speed. Finds his speed. He gets himself, almost locks it up there. Casey to take over the lead here. Now the tables have turned. Nathan Alul able to stay on the lead lap, but right now we have 13 drivers on the lead lap as Nick Casey works the corner.
And Alul's about 12 seconds off the leader. It's a lot of track. He's got the freshest tires up there now, but the laps are winding down.
Trying to prove us wrong. Stryker tried to be on a different race cycle here. Came in on 93. He's the one with the older tires inside the top three. 106 for Dudley, trying to catch up to Nick Casey here. Casey, strong candidate for a top 5 car. And we'll be looking at the biggest mover of the race at the moment. Roberge comes out 10th. 29 seconds the pace. Capri goes around. Roberge back of the field and needs to back up his corners even more. Alul, 20-second difference because of how long Roberge stayed out there. He's got some work here. 28 laps to go in the field this time by as Nick Casey tries to put some drivers a lap down. Dudley to the inside, the battle for the lead between these two.
I believe Dudley might get him. I'm pretty sure he's got fresher tires than he does, and he's been pushing hard as well.
Nathan Alul closing. He's doing everything he can. Came in later and it was able to have he had the pit stop here that saved his race. If he had stayed out a couple of more seconds, there's more drivers that'll be in the mix here.
Absolutely. That's a great drive entry. Good delta going in and out. Great stop in the box. No mistakes. And that's the money stop. That's what we talk about every race, the money stop. The last stop you get at the end of the race that means a win or loss, where you end up finishing.
49 free off the corner. Nick Casey to try to drive around the outside. These two need to try to drive away from Nathan Alul right now. Roberge in 10th, trying to pick up some more pace here. 29 seconds off the pace of Dudley. Finds himself a little bit of extra pace here. We'll look at what he needs to do between he and Mike Peters. Mike Peters in the 69 involved earlier in some issues. Will be 25 laps to go when Nick Casey and Dudley find the race pace. The more they battle here, the more Nathan Alul closes the distance. They are pulling the air off. They are a wind tunnel, allowing these other drivers to catch him.
Yeah, if I was Mike, crew chief for one of these guys, I'd be telling them just follow each other, stay in line, get to the end of the race. Third place is catching real fast. He's going to get both of you guys.
New tires or not. 25 laps to go. Brought to you by Admin Boxx. Go to adminboxx.com. Make sure you check them out. 2 X's at the end of that. And this is just insane.
In the iRacing world here, you'd common practice to have your relative box up to see where the other drivers are, if you're passing, if you're crossing over someone, see if you're clear, if you will, another insurance. But you can also see where the drivers behind you are and how fast they're closing in. So I'd be looking at that relative box, watching Nathan, how far he is, how quick he's closing. Looks like Dudley getting loose there off the tri-oval, and Casey back up top.
Here's the closing speed, 194 miles an hour to the 185. And he's going to split him 3 wide. And just like that, takes over the lead.
Well, he sure proved us wrong. I don't know about staying out that long, but it's definitely paid off for him.
His pit stop, I mean, if you think about it, he shaved about 7 seconds off of his pit stop there, and that really pushed it. Dark Horizon Fishing giving us a big old like out there. Thank you, Mr. Rich. How are you doing, sir? Dudley Casey battling for second. Stryker actually trying to close down the distance here, but he has about 7 seconds between he and those two, Nick Casey and Robert Dudley. A top 3 night here for those two. Work the advantage, but Roberge, 23 laps to go. And have the race pace here. His laps are faster than the leader, but not by much.
And you're speaking truth there. Roberge is a great example. He had about an average pit stop like everybody else. Unlike Alul, who was 2-3 seconds faster on pit road. And there's your difference. There's what 3 seconds is. 9 to first. It's just amazing what pit cycles through the race will do.
And Roberge came out of 120, whereas Nathan Alul came out of 117. So 3 laps mean he lost about 6 seconds a lap when it came to the fresh tires, and now has to make up those six seconds over the next 21 laps to be able to be on that same race pace. But on top of that, he's got 23 seconds between he and that first place car right now, trying to close down the distance toward the end of this one. It's going to be a tall tale and a tall feat right now. His lap time 0.6 of a second slower than Nathan O'Loole.
It's got a lot of work to do. I think a yellow is going to be everybody's saving grace here if we get one. Casey finally getting around the 49 of Dudley there, going across the stripe now.
4.5 seconds right now, the race pace. The line has changed. Cautions kind of changed some things. Stryker maybe thinking later on in that run, maybe needing that maybe kind of wishing that when Nathan O'Loole came to pit road, he was in on pit road as well. Not this time, but during that caution, because remember, he stayed out a couple of times to be able to try to get the stage, and then the second stage belonging to Nathan O'Loole. That changes a few things. Mike Peters to pit road this time. He has found himself to 12th, but now has to work harder. John Hammond will take over that spot. Hammond looks to be completing lap 130. So that's his race line. One of the last drivers on the lead lap.
Doing good, Hammond there. Great rebound still from that caution he was a part of earlier, getting loose off the corner. Top 15 finish ain't nothing to sneeze at with a field like this.
Brandon Porter able to rebound as well. The 11 had a hard night early on. One of the big stories of the night, the 52 here. He's a little tight off of the corner. A little Astros fan, Texans fan. I'm trying to figure out if it's a mix
like,
here.
Houston Astros, yeah, something like that.
He's got his 52 in 13th right now. He is one of those drivers that is off the lead lap. But here's your big kicker. At 52 has a 417 I rating. He's an A-class 469C. He's trying to be safe. He's trying to improve his I rating and is trying to get that oval circuit working for him. Jerry Culver able to rebound as well. He was dead last at one point, finds himself in 21st. He's off 6 from the start of the race. Kyle Gresh back out there running, just staying low, trying to get all the positions that he can. He is just keeping that car rolling forward. Redkin in on pit road. He is trying to get that 76 locked back in. Nathan O'Loole out front, 8.3 seconds. Man, oh man. Speaking of Dark Horizon, Joe, you're going to be driving the Dark Horizon fishing Ford Mustang this Sunday with the Outcast Racing League.
Absolutely. I'm not, as I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of New Atlanta, but like I said, it is what it is. I think I'm good at driving at plate tracks. I know where to go and how to get moving, but it's my luck. My luck there is just atrocious. Hopefully it's a little different with the esports paint scheme on it.
Hey, that's the way it's supposed to be, though. I like it. Can he see your comments? If he looks on, I encourage him to look on that, but I can tell him what you're saying. Can he see your comments? He says, awesome job, Grahama, calling the race. Sure miss seeing you out there racing too. Thanks, Jason. Absolutely. Valerie says, hello, Joseph.
Hey, my family, I'm glad to have you with us for this amazing race.
They love you. It's amazing. Robert, Jenny, 17.
Tell you what, even if he can't catch a Lowell, which I'm not sure if he will with 14 to go, but he's up 17 something spots there. It's been a great race, great strategy that he's calling.
I think that if he needs, I think if he qualifies and he can miss those early issues, I think he's doing better. He just walked by Cameron Dario like he was standing still. Cam trying to have a better night. Strategy working its own flavor here. I kind of like this race. I kind of like seeing what are these drivers going to be. Now, I know that some drivers are still a fan of stopping for stages, but I like this catch-up. This is a cat and mouse game where you have to make your bed and lie in it, and this has been fun. No cookie-cutter situation. we're having a guess here on who's going to be able to have that longevity, that drive line. Top 5 night for Stryker at the moment, but 3 1/4 off. Going to be this guy. 98, Chris Roberts looking for that 5 spot.
He's doing a hell of a job there. At this point, as you said many times, full send, just burn them off. There's 12 to go. Nothing to save here.
Nathan Biggert is looking. That 19 has a Ducks Unlimited Toyota He's on track to catch third right now. And I tell you what, Nick Casey and Robert Dudley have been going at it for a bit. Right now, the 69 of Mike Peters goes around. Mike having a better race line now that things have kind of settled in. I tell you what, he came in a little later. He ran his fastest lap of the race, 30:45. Came in at 1:30, trying to close down some distance here, trying to make sure that he has the race pace, get himself around and get himself back on the lead lap here. Andrew Tenold in ninth here, trying to get around and get around to the 48. It'll be 11 now, 10 laps to go. 34.97 for Andrew Tenold, top 10 night for him. He hasn't been around for a while. Good to see him back out there racing, and he's doing what he can to keep himself there. Natural lap down to the 48 of Nathan Lewell.
He's definitely shook up the rust there that we feel. Me just taking a month or two off, the break over Christmas, coming back and racing, and it felt weird, like I was new at it. So I don't know if Tenold was doing some racing away from us, but I'm glad to see him back. He's doing a hell of a job here.
Church says, is Payne done racing? No, he needed a night off.
But it's made this race that much more fun.
I think Lowell would have given something for Payne, but who knows? He's a fast driver also.
Payne's fast. He's really
He's on
fast.
The alien end of the spectrum, as we say.
That's exactly right. He's from Area 51. That's what number he needs to run now. Man. 5 drivers out of the race. The rest of them trying to work on their craft. More points means more opportunity. 98 trying to catch up to Stryker here. 8 laps to go. Top 5 night for Robert. He's trying to make sure of it. 1 second the difference. And right now, Nathan Alul walking away with the race, barring any kind of catastrophe here.
And with a gap that big, like Alul has 13 some odd seconds from Dudley, there's no need to push. There's no need to drive it off. You just manage the gap. You can even take it easy and lose some of that gap. Just make sure you get to the end.
Right now, the only battle that I see being really, some impact here. Top 5 night for Stryker, unless Roberts, who is basically right behind him. You see Chris Roberts here, 5th gear running. 5 gears in these cars, sometimes 4 gears. The better in the race line, but right now Chris is just taking it easy. 32.32, nothing too fancy with the lap times. Amanda giving us a light. What's up, Amanda? Good to see you. Jesse, what's up as well? Good to see you out there. I hope you're having a great night, my dear. And Roberts will try to take it easy here. Just get himself around the 88. Easy on the throttle. There is Waltrip down there.
Gresh on the apron there, letting them go by.
I'm calling him Waltrip. He's out there running the well, I can't call him the rest of it, but yeah, that's Kyle Gresh down there. He's down there running the bottom of the racetrack. He's like, I'm going to run 40-second laps. I'm going to go 94,000 laps down, but I'm running this to stay out of the way. My car drives like junk right now. Let's just keep it down to the bottom. Let everybody know, hey, I'm still here to run, but I just need to catch a couple of laps here and gain another position or two. 5 laps to go. Nathan Alul out front, 15.6 seconds. Roberts goes to 5th. Nathan Biggert in that race line as Roberts might be able to close down some of this race time here. 32.59, 32.32 right now. Nathan Alul, 32.38. I think Roberts just kind of ran himself there. Just nice, even-paced laps, not trying to push too hard. Of course, he did have that right front damage early in the race. This might be all that he can do.
The car could be running a little different now after hitting the wall like that. I think he should have pitted a couple laps earlier, personally. They might have been a little closer to Alul. But he's doing a hell of a job right now. Top 5. Might get 4th place from Biggert here.
I think a lot of the drivers take and go back and watch some of the pit road entrances that you see from these drivers that have the better than average pit lane entrances, and take some advice from some of those folks that get out there and make setups, because they know how to get in and out of pit lane real fast. It's not just about iRating, it's about pit lane experience. It's the big one.
Absolutely, like you were mentioning earlier with Umbrella just running laps with a 400 something I rating. Most leagues wouldn't let them in, but we're welcome to everybody. We don't care about I rating as long as you can keep it decent and clean on the track. We'll invite you over.
Hot Tubs, love seeing you out there. Much love, my dear. Cleary says, planned on running tonight, but I got caught up. That's all good, man. It happens. We see it. We'll see you hopefully next week. That's for darn sure. Speaking of races, with 2 laps to go, Nathan Alul is going to come around and take the white flag here. Make sure you tune in tomorrow afternoon, roughly about 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have the Chop Shop, the VIP Tires and Service Chop Shop Xfinity Series back in action tomorrow night. That's going to be at New Hampshire as they run. Then tomorrow night, Dirt Assassin Dirt Series, 2 races. One night, Outcast Racing League on Sunday afternoon, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern. And then the Dirt Anarchy Series back in action. VIP Tires and Service gives you your checkered flag moment. 48 of Nathan Alul is going to come around. 17-second lead, able to carry the best of the best of the best of the best. Good timing, good everything for him all right there. Robert's top 5 night. We talked about what he was able to do. Dudley coming around. He and Nick Casey having a top 5 night as well. We'll be sitting on the podium here as the 49 carries the corner. Casey's going to finish in 3rd. Biggert will be in 4th. He and Robert's tied for the top 5, or not tied for the top 5, tied for the biggest mover of the race. Of course, that might go to Biggert because he finished ahead of Robert's, but we will see. Either way,
I'm sure we have a rule in place for that. That's the first for us. We'll figure it out.
I think. Well, I mean, Biggert finished ahead of Robert's 20. I mean,
that makes sense for me. Yep.
Just you had an opportunity. Nathan Lewell has some things all messed up on my end. See if that fixes itself. Here we go. 48 takes it to victory lane. Chop Shop Cup Series. Giving you a whole lot of look right here, folks. He's going to burn it down. We're going to go over your race results. As Nathan Alul does a phenomenal job. He got a win last season, too. He's able to do so today. Carrying some things forward. Absolutely phenomenal. Robert Dudley will be your P2 finisher. Nick Casey comes back and slays it here. The 86 comes home 3rd. 19 comes home 4th. Chris Roberge, one of the drivers that we saw having a long run speed, started the tail of the field, puts himself up 20. It's going to be right there. Striker still inside the top 10. Wins stage 1, comes home in P6. Cam Dario, Ed Perry, Michael Caffrey, Andrew Tettled still in the top 10. Not bad for Tettled, considering that his first race back in a while. Hammond, Rayburn, Peters, Porter, and Rambula, Garoppolo, Williams, Modzaletsky in 18th. And then back down, here's the rest of your race results, courtesy of all you fine folks out there. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful evening. Notables here. Al Gresh still out there. He may have been 32 laps down, but he was able to get out there and run one more lap. Then Jerry Culver picks up 20th.
And I like that about those drivers that went back out. Gresh, Culver. They got involved in a big wreck, and their race was pretty much done. But they got back out there, got some more stops, positions, and every point matters at the end of the season.
Well, let's talk to him. 48 comes home in victory lane. My Frenchman, Nathan, how are you doing, man? Long time no see.
Yeah, man. Nice to talk to you, man. Jason.
Dude, you got yourself a victory here, and you did it where we were questioning how long you were kind of staying out there, but it came around. You had enough time. A lot of drivers choosing to pit much earlier. But the one thing that I have to say is probably the biggest exclamation point was your pit stop. Your final pit stop was about 7 seconds faster than the entire field, but you were within the grand scheme, the great iRacing God said no black flag.
Yeah, well, at the beginning of the week, I try and practice a lot of long runs because I knew that that's gonna be a key to win here because of the first the great level of racing, plus the fact that we do not have caution on stages no more. So yeah, was it was all about pit stop strategy and long runs pace, and yeah, that was a great race, man. Great race.
Which do you like better? I have to ask because we've had a Cup series with or Cup season with the cautions where the stages would bring out the cautions and now we have this way. Which way do you kind of prefer?
Well, for me, this kind of green flag run is better for the drivers, and the caution stages are for I don't know, for the fans, the
This space.
advertising.
Yeah. See, I told you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's great to have green long runs in green flag because you can see who's gonna, I don't know, who's gonna sustain and survive the tire degradation, stuff like that.
Yeah, phenomenal job, Joe. Anything for Nathan here?
Nathan, just great job on the strategy. So you said you did some practice in the long runs on your off time away from the league. Did you practice that strategy, your pit entries, things like that?
Yeah, well, not very much actually, but yeah. Yeah, pit stop. I worked a lot on them since the last Chop Chop race because last season, uh, it was always something about the strategy. I just man, I
You were
just
trying.
always seem to fuck everything up. So right now, I'm just focusing on long runs and strategy because I think it's the key. But I don't know.
Nathan, much love. Again, we apologize. Apologize about the language. He said a naughty word. I have
Oh
to
yeah.
apologize. I have to apologize.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I apologize. Things get messed up, and he had to focus on things out there, folks. That's what he meant to say. Nathan, give your shout outs, my man. Congratulations. You lock yourself in to the playoffs for at least the first round. But starting off the season right here at Las Vegas with a win.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Jason. First, Signature Exports. Thank Josh. Thanks all of the Chop Chop crew for making this happen because it's a great league. I said it all the time, but great league, great racing. Thank you guys. I have to thank my wife. I have to thank my family. And that's it. See you on track next week.
It's the man. He did it. Nathan Alul finds himself in victory lane and kills it from across the big pond. Hey Joe, do me a favor and check on the iRacing standings. Make sure the iRacing standings say that they are good to go. Let's talk to Robert Dudley, though. We know he had a good night. P2 finish here for the 49. Tell me about it from Athens, Alabama. My man, walk me through this one.
Roll Tide. Hey, how are you? Thank you. Hey, what a long, grueling run.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Having that longer run, finding that race pace, finding the pit stop, that magic number where you knew you were going to be able to maintain with Nathan, but also be able to hold on to those tires for the longevity of this. That long last run was it looked like it was one fun but very slick.
Yeah, I think I pitted with maybe 52 to go, maybe 50, and I thought Nate was going to come in, a couple laps after me, but I guess he stayed out and maybe 10 more laps or so, and next thing I know, I'm running in first, and about 15 laps later, I see him blowing by me. Boy, he sure kicked everybody's butt tonight, didn't he?
He did. He did. He had a different strategy. That last caution that came out, not last caution. I think it was a couple of cautions prior to that. There was a mix-up of strategy where some drivers came in, whereas other drivers stayed out, and it kind of threw everything kind of for a loop.
Yeah, I was hoping for the last 100 laps it wouldn't have any cautions, and I left a set of tires on the other side of the wall, which is good. But man, I tell you what, you don't save your tires here. You're in for a rough ride.
Joe, Mr. Dudley.
Hey, Robert Dudley, great race there. Good strategy. I want to ask you about turn 4. So we saw throughout the race a lot of drivers getting loose off turn 4 or even getting tight and smacking the wall. Did you have any troubles off turn 4? Any particular part of that racetrack?
Yeah, after about, I'd say 15, 20 laps, if you put too much wheel into it, that car wants to snap around. So I just started looking a little bit earlier and letting the car coast through the turn and use the throttle also to turn the car. You get on that throttle too quick coming out of the turn 4, after them tires are wore, you're going to whip it around.
That
So
is,
walk me.
go ahead.
Just want to ask really quick about your tire management. You said tire was key. Did you save tire before that last stop? What was your plan to pit?
That last time I pitted was the last time I was going to pit unless a caution come out. Like I said, I left the set over the wall, but I guess Nathan, he pitted like, I guess maybe 10, 15 laps after I did. And man, I tell you what, he blew me up. Blew the whole field up.
He looked like he was having fun, that's for sure. Robert, give you shout-outs, man. I know that got some folks out there be proud of you. First race of the series, or first race in this season, 21 race season, and a fantastic start for you. Give you shout-outs, my man.
Thank you, buddy. I'd like to thank you for putting on the broadcast. You and Joseph. I remember Joseph in another league is an excellent racer. I'd like to thank all the sponsors. Like I said, I'm new to this league. I guess we got Chop Shop and VIP Tire Services, Track Racer, and Admin Boxx. I'd like to thank my family, my beautiful fiance, Nancy, who watches the races, my pa, who watches the races, and I got some family out there, my uncle Robert, my cousin David, my cousin James Cassidy, who lives in El Paso, Texas, who's a cop out there. Be safe, buddy. He watches, and I appreciate everything. I also want to thank the Alabama ALS Association for letting me put their colors on my car and their banners in honor of my sister, and that's about it. I'm gonna enjoy this league. A lot of clean racing tonight, and a lot of. I love these green flag runs.
It'll be a ton of fun to see what you can do. Robert Dudley, P2 finisher here today, as we were working on bringing Nick Casey up into the broadcast booth. Let's do that. Congratulations to him. Nick Casey, real quick, I wanted to hit on you real quick about this race. P3 finish, slick car, but you look like you were having fun. If you got a moment, throw one at me. Tell me how this one worked.
Man, that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this group tonight. I'm not very experienced in the next gen, but it's very hard to drive. It was very loose at the end of the run. I was clutching there at the end, so all in all, a good night. Top 3, can't complain.
I can't complain either. I will secretly always root for you because that's what I do behind the scenes. But Nick, the drive line here seemingly different than I'm not used to seeing a loose next gen car without it snapping early. Normally it's early. This one seemed like after about 20 laps that was the key.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember it was right before the end of the second stage, me and Stryker stayed out, and I think that was the deciding factor. If we came in, grabbed fresh tires, then had a chance at the win, but maybe next time.
Yeah, I'm always rooting for you. Joe, anything for Nick real quick?
I just want to caveat off of your clutching. Was that due to fuel or just trying to keep the car under you?
Yeah, no doubt. somebody mentioned to me in Discord to check my fuel, and I checked my fuel, and I was probably a lap short, so the clutching was just kind of extra. Probably finished with 0.2 gallons, so not a
Oof.
whole lot left back there.
Cutting it close.
Yeah.
I tell you what, a P3 finish with 0.2, that's not bad. Going to New Hampshire next week, though, and I'm excited to see you. That's your hometown track.
It is. I'll be there. See you guys then.
All right, man. Nick, give you shout outs, man. You get a chance.
Shout out to, I don't know. I got my boys, Team Watson Racing setups. Grab your open setups there.
There you go, man. There it is. That's what I like to hear. Nick, much love, man.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
very much. Be good, be safe. I'll let you get down to where you need to be. Folks are just kind of joining in the broadcast booth in the middle of all them having to move everybody down all at the same time. Brandon Porter finishes in third. Joe, final thoughts on the race today?
Jason, well, thanks for having me. I'm glad I can join you in the booth. It's going to be a regular thing if you'll have me for the Friday Night Chop Chop series. I had a blast. A little sketchy is my first time, but I think I'll grow into it. This group we have is I'm going to say the best group on iRacing. The green flag runs were so long. Most of the race was under green. I'm welcoming everybody to come join Chop Shop. This is the racing you're going to get. It's clean and it's good hard racing.
It is a ton of fun. We like to see it, and I know that everybody was trying to join in the broadcast booth. I have an open channel for the broadcast booth, folks. So when it comes to the audio, I want to make sure that we're respectful for the drivers that we're doing things. So reminder that if you guys are out there and you're in the Discords and stuff like that, whenever we're having a commentation stuff, I want to make sure that if you want to talk, we'll talk after we get through the top three. But much love, folks. I appreciate everybody. Thank you to all the sponsors out there for the Chop Shop Racing Series. AMR RC, of course, VIP Tires and Service, Track Racer, and all the folks that do a phenomenal job of finding their way to help these leagues out. Big special thank you to Stryker and Hammond for bringing me on. Joe, thank you very much as well. I look forward to seeing what you do this Saturday. Or this Sunday as well for the Signature Esports Racing Team. Folks, be good, be kind, be safe. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, for the next Chop Shop Racing Series action. Is going to be the VIP Tires and Service Xfinity Series. Dirt Racing, both tomorrow and Sunday night. And, of course, all the folks out there, thank you so much for doing what you do. Be kind to one another. Be safe. We love you. We appreciate you. And if you're not kind to each other, well, then you're not my friend. Be good. Much love. See you in the next one.